Today we're going to be replacing a water filter system. It's a whole house system. This one over my shoulder here. It's 17 years old. It's leaking and the valve up there is starting to go because it's difficult to turn off in order to get the filter out. We have a guest plumber today and you will meet her when we come back. Stay tuned. To get started here, first we're going to introduce you to our guest plumber, Chloe. Chloe, have you ever done this before?
No.
Okay. This is going to show you how reasonably easy this is. She's going to unscrew the old filter. I've already turned this to the closed position. That is a bypass valve. That means that the water is off and the filter, it's not going to leak. Can you show them how dirty that is? That filter's been in there for about 8 months, way too long. I've been meaning to change this. This particular water filter system, it's old, it leaks, it gives me a hard time every time I change the filter. These old fittings here tend to leak and drip for a while until it seals itself. So I'm getting rid of that today. We're taking this off and putting a new system in, and I'll show you in a second. Here's the new system. It's a Culligan whole house standard filtered they're not expensive. You can get them on sale. Currently in the year 2023, they are anywhere from $43 up to about $70, depending on where you buy them. This will work fine. A couple things about it. I've already put the cover on. And with this cover, I decided that this unit is going to mount on the wall above my water heater. And if you notice, there's an arrow there and an arrow there. That gives me a direction of my water flow. So where my thumb is over here, that is coming from my well. On the other side, that is draining into the water heater. So you want to put this in the direction that your water is flowing. If your water is coming in from the right side, you'd want to mount this bracket on the other side and mount that cover plate where this bracket is. So you see the arrows? So this is all depending on which direction your water is coming from. We have well water. You could have city water, which comes from your state, town, county, whatever. But it doesn't matter. Where it comes into the house, that is the direction it'll come from. I'll get started. Chloe's going to put some fittings on inside of here to get started. These are the fittings you buy. They don't come with the water filter. They will thread into each side of the water filter, and these are made for 3/4 inch pipe. Depending on the size of your pipe that enters the house and exits the water filter, most of the time it's going to be 3/4. It could be as big as 1 inch. These are called shark bites. So these will thread in here. We're going to put some Teflon tape on the threads, and these will click right onto the pipe. These snap in and click, and that's it. There is no threading on this side. I have 2 of them. You can buy these at your local big box store, or you can get them online. That's what you need. We have stainless steel and a brass fitting. That'll work fine with Teflon tape. I'm going to show you how the Teflon tape's put on in a second, then Chloe's going to do one. Here I have Teflon tape. here I have the shark bite. I want to show you down here, Chloe. Since this thread's in a clockwise motion, we're going to want to put the Teflon tape on counterclockwise. If you don't put the Teflon tape on counterclockwise, when you go to thread it in, it'll just pull the Teflon tape right off of the threads. So we're going counterclockwise. I'm turning the shark bite clockwise, putting the Teflon tape on counterclockwise. That's pretty good. One or two passes, good enough. That one will thread into there, and will eventually. Open this one up, and let me show you again. Shark bite, hold it. You're going to turn the fitting clockwise. And that is it for my Teflon tape. That should be enough. Okay. Chloe's going to go ahead and snug these down. And what I mean, hold up, what I mean by snugging down, you're going to, when you tighten plumbing fittings, you tighten them only tight enough to where they're snug. You don't want to really crank down on these things. That's not how plumbing works. Tighten it snug. Once this is installed, the pipe can float in here. So if you need to tighten them more to stop a leak, that's fine too. So Chloe, go ahead and turn that clockwise and keep grabbing it and turn. Just keep tightening it. We do have wrenches for this, but that means I have to walk another 200 feet to the barn to get a wrench to fit. That's probably good with that one for now. Let's try the other one. Yeah, clockwise. You can feel it if it cross-threaded, it wouldn't go in easily. That went in okay, so you can go ahead and tighten that one down. We move this to a chair so we don't scratch the washing machine. I'll go ahead and hold that bracket and just keep getting a new grip. And I mentioned that the filter was stainless steel. It's really not. It's just got a stainless steel ring. The actual insert is plastic. I didn't think they made too many of these with metal threads. So again, that's another reason why you don't want to crank down too much. Snug?
Yeah, it feels pretty good.
Okay, let's see what we got. In order to get this snapped onto here, I gotta get this one off. So I'm gonna take his bracket off. And take the bracket off over here. Same thing. And these are kind of old shark bites that really, they weren't as good as the new ones. It wasn't even really a shark bite brand. It was the beginning technology of snap-on type fittings back 2 decades ago. So I'm going to loosen this one. In order to get these old fittings off, this is the old technology of shark bites. These little things here, these rings, have to be pushed in. Now Shark Bite makes a tool for theirs. This isn't a Shark Bite. I'm just going to use a wrench. Fit it over the pipe fairly snug. And give it a tap. They pop right off. Again, I'm going to take an adjustable wrench or a wrench you have around. Fit it just over the pipe. And pop right off. Believe it or not, that's what was holding 60 pounds of water, PSI water pressure. That's an interesting technology. They just slide on and lock on. All right, I'll grab the water filter and check it out. So I got the old fittings off. And when you take the new unit and put it in place, you can see these 3/4 inch pipes will go into these shark bites about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. So the orange mark is where we're going to cut the pipe, and the pencil mark on the left there, that's where we're going to try to push the pipe into the shark bite to make sure it's seated at least 3/4 of an inch inside that fitting. So the first thing that has to be done, these pipes need to be cut. You can use a tool as simple as this. You slide it around the pipe and you pull down and you cut it. That's what we're going to do now. We're going to cut those to fit. Chloe's going to go ahead and cut this one. She's got it right on that orange mark. Go ahead and finish it up, Chloe. Pull down on it. Okay. See that cut? Perfect cut. Snapped it perfectly. Next step, go ahead and put the unit in place. So in order to do this, I want you to put that, I'm going to hold this pipe and you're going to push to the left as hard as you can. All right, hold on. You hold the camera. Let me try to push this pipe in. See that? It's through to the pencil mark. It's as far in as it'll go. Now on this side, we're also going to try to get that back to the pencil mark. Get this in here. It's back into the pencil mark. It means that's about as far as it'll go. Got the unit in, snap these in. It does take a lot of strength, and this was an awkward situation, so I went ahead and pushed it in to give Chloe a hand here. Couple things I want you to understand before I go even any farther with this. We turn the water back on. I have filter on the bypass. You turn this lever, that's when it'll filter. Right now it's bypassing this filter. That's why it's not leaking. I want to check these fittings. That one's not leaking and this one's not leaking, so we're good to continue. In order to stabilize this, I'm going to put a block of wood up here. I'm going to go ahead and cut that. We'll get that in place, then we'll thread on the bucket with the filter and turn this thing on, see if it works. Be back soon. Chloe's going to drive these in. We put a block of wood up here, screwed it to this board and stairs. Go ahead and get behind that, Chloe. Go ahead and drive all 4 of them in if you don't mind. bit more. A little bit more.
I can't see.
Okay, I'll see if I can reach it. This is actually up a little high. That's good. I'm going to drive that last one in. Let me hold that one. I can reach it. Yep, they're all tight. Good job. All right, you hold this, and I'm going to screw in those brackets that we took off. Put those back. They help hold everything into place, and they keep these pipes that's in there. All right. We now need to put the filter in. So you can do that at Honors Club. I'll show you a couple things about the filter if you want to go grab the filter. Before we set this, I like to fill them up with water, and I like to wet that black rubber ring in there. For some reason, I seem to get a better seal on it, and I don't have to crank down as much when that happens. So go ahead and fill that up, Chloe. That should do it. As long as everything's wet.
Okay.
Chloe's going to go ahead and put the filter back on. So when you thread these, don't cross thread them. You'll know. It should go on easy when you first start twisting. And you want to put them about hand tight. Is that hand tight?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to show you something in this box. These are the filters that I use. I believe these are 30 micron filters, which means the smaller the number, the smaller the debris it'll take out of them. The one that came with, that's installed in there, came with it. That's a 5 micron. So that filter will probably only last about a month or two before it's clogged. We have clean water here, but we get some silt, as you saw in the first scene. Now with these comes a wrench. My suggestion is these wrenches, you just want to barely snug it on there to start. Now when we turn these on, I forget which way it goes. Hold the wrench. You can use these wrenches. That pipe's in the way. You want to hold this. We kind of turn this on. So it goes that way. So I guess that points that way, meaning the water is shooting that way. This is filled up. I don't think we have any leaks. There's a little bit coming out here. So I'm going to give it another little snug. That should do it. When you go to replace these will seize up sometimes. Easiest way to get them off, if you can't get these off, is with a hair dryer. Heat them up, warm them up, get them warm. Use this wrench or something to grab on. It'll come right off. That's it. That's installing a filter. All right, Chloe, good job. It's done. No leaks. Now we have to put all these tools away. We'll see you on the next video.